back. Welcome back, guys.
It's been a while. I mean,
episode number 3, boys.
Episode number 3. It's been 4 months since our last episode.
Many of you might have thought that we quit.
Unless you're caught up on our Instagram, our Twitter.
Yeah. Our social media is kind of like we don't use it a lot now, right?
I mean, but we posted about our absence. So
yeah, which is good, guys. We're taking initiative.
We're not dead.
Yeah, we're coming back. Okay, we're coming back. Just if you look at every good thing, there's usually like a little, they always face a little adversity. We face a little bit of adversity. But there's always. So we're planning to bring some good content. We've got some good ideas. We're working behind the scenes. We might show some BTS stuff on our stories. So follow us on our social media if you haven't.
All links in the description.
Yeah, I think most of you guys are on Instagram. So get on our Twitter. We might be posting some stuff there. You guys know our website, yycsports.gq. We don't have enough money to get an actual domain though.
It's a startup.
Yeah. But yeah, only episode 3, guys. So.
But in episode 3,
we're going to be covering some topics, considering that free agency is tomorrow. We're recording this the day before free agency.
So the NBA offseason, it's pretty intense. I mean, the biggest question is about where will LeBron go? I feel like that's the main topic of everyone's story, or everyone's
a lot of people I think it comes down to 5 teams, off the top of my head, 5 teams: LA, Boston, Philly, Houston. Maybe stays in Cleveland. I feel like he could stay in Cleveland, right? But
he did decline his player option.
Oh, what was he going to get paid? $11 million this year?
50, 30 something.
Why did I say 11? Yeah. I don't think he would get paid $11 million. That's NHL kind of money.
I think it was $35 million.
Oh yeah, 33. Was it 33 million?
Something like that.
Yeah, 33 over 3 years
for sure.
Yeah, it's his. I got you. So where do you think he's gonna go?
I mean, I don't know where he's gonna go, but a lot of people now, especially, are talking about LA because of the whole Kawhi deal. Kawhi's trying to get to LA, but Popovich is Popovich doesn't want him to go there because he doesn't want to.
Popovich is a smart guy.
He doesn't want to send it off to another Western Conference team. That's a smart move. But apparently the Lakers are giving good deals. They don't want Lonzo. They don't want...
But the question now becomes, does anybody want Lonzo Ball, considering what his dad has done?
You know he tore his meniscus?
Yeah, I heard about that yesterday.
He tore his meniscus. I didn't know that. I mean, he'll be all right before the season.
He was out this season, right? I didn't hear about it, but apparently he was out last season.
Oh, was he?
For 20 games or something.
Oh,
so... But I don't know if anybody even wants Lonzo Ball in the first place.
No.
He's a good player, but he underperformed this season. And on top of that, he's got the pressure. Team's got the pressure of his dad. He starts trash talking Luke Walton, the coach, and he starts trash talking Magic Johnson.
I have faith in him, but he's got to prove himself. That's what really matters. And LeBron needs to see that too. I think LeBron likes the kid. LeBron likes Lonzo, but.
When they were that conversation they had at the end of their first game.
Oh yeah,
and people were speculating about what they were going to talk about, right?
But I feel like LeBron's biggest thing is to go against Golden State.
Yeah,
he needs to find a team that can compete against Golden State, whether it's in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference.
What do you think is the better conference room? Do you think?
I think sticking in the East. Sticking to the East is probably the best idea for me because. If he goes into the Western Conference, it's not just Golden State, right?
Yeah.
He can join the Rockets, but there are other teams that can beat them.
Yeah.
And they're not the only teams that are going to go after other people. There's DeMarcus Cousins, who's a free agent, DeAndre Jordan.
The old DeAndre Jordan. Apparently, DeAndre Jordan's number one place he's going to go to is Dallas.
Dallas is the front runner.
There's speculation, kind of ironic considering what happened a few years back. Was it a couple years ago? 2 years ago?
With Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
And
who's gone.
Exactly. I mean, now
he's in Detroit.
He's in Detroit.
Which could be another team that could land LeBron.
I mean, it's anywhere at this point.
Yeah. And Chris Paul was there. Chris Paul's on Houston.
Exactly. And I think Chris Paul's already been pushing for LeBron.
The whole banana boat. You know the banana boat team? Yeah. Chris Paul. Melo too.
A lot of people have been saying OKC.
Yeah.
And I don't see that as a thing because of Westbrook and LeBron. Both need the ball in their hands. Both
because they're both ball handlers. They're both ball.
I don't think
I don't want to use that word, but
It's how they're efficient, or not efficient. It's how they can play at their best.
Their efficiency. There you go. Yeah, their efficiency. Maybe like their player rating or something. Like I don't think like two guys like LeBron and
Westbrook can work together.
And Westbrook, it just they wouldn't gel.
Yeah,
I think that's maybe one of the reasons why Kevin Durant left. Because if you look at a team like Golden State, they know who they're gonna give the ball to. They got the pecking order like all set. They got Kevin Durant number 1, Curry. Then you got Klay Thompson. Then you got Draymond Green. I think those last two like flip, like they alternate. Okay, but they got those 4 guys right there.
And then they've got Andre bench.
Who could be a starter in any league, man? To be honest, like in any what did I say league? Any team, yeah.
But yeah, Golden State, I think has a perfect lineup for their management. Yeah, they have the perfect lineup. I think they're trying to sign Jamal Crawford.
Oh my god,
who just opted out of his contract.
Oh, Dwight Howard. Did you hear about Dwight Howard?
Oh, right. He's trying to get out too, isn't he?
Yeah. Dwight Howard got traded. You know how...
He got traded to the Nets?
He got the same day that he got traded this year was the same day he got traded to the Atlanta Hawks last year.
Oh, really?
For real.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
It's Dwight Howard trade day. This guy, ever since he left for LA, I don't know how many teams he's been on. I've lost count. It's been like 6 or 7 teams.
I feel bad. I actually do. Like, I remember him in the Magic.
Like, he was a good player.
Oh, my God, that was crazy.
And he went to LA, the whole Steve Nash,
that ordeal.
Big Three trying to challenge the Big Three of LeBron. You see, there's like
he went to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
And then he went to the Rockets, and then Jeremy Lin was there.
Right.
Jeremy Lin, New York. See how like everything is connected?
Exactly.
Everything is connected. So I think
everything just matters on where LeBron's gonna go.
Yeah,
that's like the biggest thing for me.
LeBron is the center of the NBA, literally. Like everything centers around LeBron. What is LeBron?
Wherever LeBron goes, that's what other teams are gonna focus on. Like, okay, LeBron's in the Western Conference. I gotta focus on trying to beat this specific team. Where like most probably I think LA. I think he is gonna go to LA.
LA seems like to cement his legacy. Because the whole LeBron versus MJ, debate surrounding who's the better player
versus 23.
Yeah, so I think LeBron, him playing in the Eastern Conference and getting easy access,
he wants to prove himself,
is kind of hurting his legacy.
Yeah.
So imagine if he went to the Western Conference, but then at the same time, why does he have another superstar in his team? Will that kind of like take it away? Jordan had Pippen, he had Kerr, he had Rodman. Now, speaking of Rodman, the whole North Korea thing, did you see him on, on CNN?
Oh, no.
So apparently him and Kim Jong-un are friends, right? So
really?
Yeah. So
Rodman and Kim Jong-un?
You didn't know?
I didn't know that.
Kim Jong-un is a huge basketball fan.
What?
Yeah.
I'm shook.
I was telling a buddy of mine, like, in class a couple of weeks ago when the summit was happening, he was crying because he was so happy that the summit had happened and that North Korea and the United States were like...
oh, no way.
Had relations. And he was there like from like 2011, I think was the first time he went there.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
Rodman, dude, I didn't know that. That's a new thing.
Yeah, off topic. We shouldn't be like sports and politics right now. It's like...
yeah.
They're like intertwined now. But what I was going to tell you right now is... I totally forgot what I was going to say. The whole LeBron is the center of the NBA. Like him having another superstar, another big name might not help him because who did Jordan have? Those 6 years that he won the championship.
Jordan.
Pippen. Is he like on the same level as like Kawhi or like I wasn't alive at that time. I don't know.
Exactly. I feel like I don't have the right to compare as much as people who have seen that, right? To
like actual fans.
But to me, Kawhi is just insane, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen like Kawhi seems like this one odd player to me. Like I haven't seen too much of Kawhi that I don't know.
It might be because he hasn't played this season.
He didn't play this season. He won what was it? Finals MVP when he was like
with
a couple years in the league, I think. And then he goes on. He wins a couple defensive player of the year, like 2 years, like the 2 years after.
Yeah. And
it just seems like within those 4 years or those 3 years, or like I should say 2.5 and a bit because of the NBA Finals, this guy has just gone like he's like top 2, top 3. Like right
I know,
away.
like people are putting him up there. Like it's crazy.
Can we put Kawhi up there? I don't know, man.
I mean,
We're asking you guys: should Kawhi be considered a top 3 player in the NBA, like right after Durant and LeBron? I don't know. I don't think so. There's still.
I think it goes from LeBron to KD.
Yeah,
and then I think Curry.
Curry. I don't give Curry a lot of respect.
I hate his fans. I'm sorry if any guys are Curry fans. Like,
it reminds me of the fact that, what was I telling you? Whose fans? It's Vegas. It's like they're like Vegas fans, man. I don't. There are some like actual Vegas fans, but like it's the whole like bandwagon thing with Vegas.
Oh, dude,
they're fans. They don't know what's going on. Blah 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 blah. But I gotta give credit to the Curry fans because they actually know things about Curry. They're like, I know how many points Curry scored that one game, how many shots he had that one game, how many assists, how many threes. But then again, there's another question: is Curry a like legit? Like, is Curry like? Would you consider Curry a game changer? Would you consider Curry like top 50 of all time?
I don't know.
Because he's won 2 MVPs. Don't forget that, and he won a unanimous MVP.
Right. And a big thing for me is the fact that I think he is a game changer because after he got his first MVP, right, three-pointers came in out of nowhere. Like, I mean, not out of nowhere, but the percentage of the amount of three-pointers taken
in the NBA
just rose like to another level.
Yeah, and even like on the courts, like I know, like we live in Calgary, right? So knowing for a fact, like I remember basketball before Curry. I was in 7th grade. Nobody took threes.
It was all driving to the lane or mid-ranges.
And it was like 80% driving to the lane. I remember the 8th grade, the summer of like after the 8th grade, I had to learn how to shoot 3-pointers. And I was a horrible 3-point shooter, right?
I mean, I still am a horrible 3-point shooter.
I was like a mid-range pick and pop kind of guy, like Amari Stoudemire.
Right.
Yeah,
shut up.
And I was really bad at layups, but I was taking mid-range shots, and I remember for a fact everybody was shooting threes. You go to like anywhere. Oh yeah, speaking of anywhere, today we're recording at a different place.
I mean, it's at a library again, but it's a different library.
Still,
not Coco Brooks.
No, not Coco Brooks. Coco Brooks got like an upgrade, man. We were there when they were like building. Now Coco Brooks is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a nice spot to be.
But yeah, speaking of that, like if you go to like any gym, like right, like you can see everybody shooting the 3-pointer, right?
I was literally just playing right before we started recording.
Yeah.
And I see like 6 people, and I'm the only one in the paint. Everyone else is just practicing their threes, and I'm like, why? What's going on? I'm just handing balls to everyone who's just waiting at the 3-point line.
And do you consider now? And then there's another question that we have to ask: are 3-pointers considered fundamental? Is it considered fundamental basketball?
I'd say now it is. Like even though I don't value 3-pointers as much, I feel like the majority of like NBA fans,
children now coming up,
players, right? They're all, and basketball camps themselves. They're all training their, the students of the game, to shoot threes because threes are more valuable than twos. It's to put it that way. It's the easiest way to put it.
Well, and then I remember like the whole like the original 3-point play where you go 2 points into the rim.
That's the best type of.
I feel like that 3 has the potential to like lift your team up, but a 3-pointer from outside the line has the potential to like ruin a team. Like
That's exactly. Like a 10-point game now, or a 15-point game now, it's nothing.
It's nothing, exactly, right?
Just because of the 3-pointers.
I can guarantee you the NBA, the amount of points scored, I don't know if there's like a stat out there, but the amount of points scored each season has risen. I'm pretty sure.
For sure.
Because of the amount of 3-pointer shots. And the big men are shooting 3-pointers. DeMarcus Cousins, you were talking
like
about.
Really good too. Like what is it? Joel Embiid. Oh my God.
Speaking of Joel Embiid, did you see the NBA awards? The whole Joel Embiid and Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh no.
Dikembe Mutombo, man. Oh man, that was like emotional. So apparently he won the Sager.
Right. I remember
award,
that.
Right?
Yeah.
He got the Sager Strong Suit. This guy built a hospital in Africa, man. He built a hospital inside of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And
that's respect.
He's built like the nicest hospital in the country. I'm like, I like guys like Dikembe Mutombo, man. Guys who give back.
Right.
To the.
That's amazing.
To the public. And speaking of guys like outside of the game, we're gonna be talking about the whole Flames, Dougie Hamilton situation that happened. I know it's a little bit late. It's like 7 days after, but yeah, people assuming that Dougie Hamilton got traded due to the fact that this guy wasn't a good locker room presence. But yeah, continue on with the NBA. There's so much to talk about.
With the NHL too, we're still in the NBA. It's crazy.
The thing I like about the off season is there's more. We got more topics that are based off of discussion, or should I say, more discussions that are based off of topics rather than actual games or
right,
or what happened that night. I like it better, like when we talk about topics, where that player is gonna go or what that team is going to do. These are like more to talk about.
Predictions, like your debates.
Yeah, and debates actually have like meaning, or they actually have significance.
Right.
But yeah, speaking of LA, do you know the whole LiAngelo draft thing that's going on?
Dude, you know what? I actually thought he was gonna get drafted.
Actually?
I did. I thought he was gonna get drafted. No.
I was, speaking of LiAngelo, I was on his Instagram page, right?
Right.
So LiAngelo, I just go, and there's this one commercial he has for Foot Locker. I don't even know my points, like what else but he had this one commercial, and they were selling this T-shirt, Draft Day or something. And he had this one guy. No. It was him and this one guy, and he had this like those like these commercials, or like that they sell the the selling channel, or like the cooking channel where they sell stuff.
Yeah.
You know how like those kind of things, and they have like a number on the bottom, and you have the guy with like the mic and like the headset, and he's like, "Hey, you should buy this T-shirt." LiAngelo, how much does it cost?
I remember. Yeah, I've seen that.
And he's like, and then LiAngelo, man, is hilarious because this guy is like, what you call? I don't know if you guys can even understand what I'm saying, but this guy is like so monotone, right? He's like, it's only $21.95, and they're like, oh yeah, you gotta get your T-shirt right now, and it's like, what the heck is going on? And then like literally 10 seconds after, you see his dad LeBron. He's like, hey, get your T-shirts right now. It's like, what the
Ball family, man.
Oh my god. Man, the NBA needs to crack down on LeVar Ball's like business, man. I don't know what he's doing. This whole like JBA, he's gonna like overtake the NBA, man.
NBA, NCAA, that's nothing now.
He reminds me of Vince McMahon. You know Vince McMahon from WWE?
Oh, right.
He reminds me of Vince McMahon, man. I swear to God. That was hilarious, man. Lakers should have drafted LiAngelo, man.
Speaking of the JBA, sorry, not WWE. JBA, I feel like they're doing pretty good. For a newly developed league, right? They've got a lot of like, I mean, they don't have the big audience, but the amount of players that have signed up or tried to sign up for the JBA, because they pay the players as well.
Oh, really? They pay like how much they pay?
They pay the players. I think they pay
like, do they pay like guys out of high school?
Guys out of high school. Dude, LaMelo is getting paid. LaMelo is playing.
He's not even getting paid. He's getting his dad is his money.
This is your allowance money. So.
But I was gonna ask you, like, do kids go into the JBA because of the competition, or do they go in there because of the popularity?
I don't know. I think the JBA is actually a really good like program, because some kids actually can't go to college.
They can't afford college, or
maybe they can't afford college. Maybe they haven't got that scholarship in, right? And maybe they need a source of income.
Yeah,
and that is their source of income. So I feel like the JBA was a really good idea. Out of all the ideas from LeVar's done a lot of stupid stuff.
Some points he reminds me of like Trump steaks, Trump Airlines, Trump blah 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 blah. He's gonna be like ball this, ball that, ball this.
But I support the JBA though. I feel like it's a good idea.
Does the NBA take them seriously though?
Not yet. No.
Like,
I don't think.
I think I heard the other day that the NBA is going to start cracking down on the whole rule of 1 year you have to play somewhere else.
Oh, right. Adam Silver started talking about that. So
maybe LeVar is, because of LeVar, they're doing that. Look at that. LeVar is changing the game.
He's a game changer. Not even in the NBA.
So LeVar the GOAT. He's better than LeBron. But I was going to ask you, the whole Celtics. Do you think the Celtics are going to make the finals next year?
Well, I mean, see, we saw the Celtics in the playoffs. We saw the Celtics without Kyrie and without Gordon Hayward.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember you went to the first game.
Gordon Hayward, dude.
Wow.
I remember watching that game, and I was like eating popcorn or something. I wasn't paying attention. I see everyone just stop moving. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Zoom in on instantly, just zooms in on the thing. I'm like, what?
Well, that was gross still, man. That was disgusting. Oh. The whole.
Apparently, like I saw this recent update by Gordon Hayward, and he says he has like a normal ankle, like I think he's still in rehab, but he can still walk with it. He can do like a bunch of normal stuff.
Because literally like a month after, he was like sitting in chairs. He was sitting in a chair and like doing free throws from the chair.
Dude, he was shooting threes
from the chair.
From the chair.
From the chair?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's insane. They got some big arms, man. That's
he's chucking it. Hope for the best.
Yeah, so Kyrie. Kyrie is. I don't know about Kyrie, man. Is he gonna come back next year? Is he gonna change the Celtics too much, or is he gonna like change the Celtics in like a bad way or a good way? Like
Danny Ainge said he won't try to do too much with the Celtics just because of the fact that he said they don't need players.
Yeah,
they are that good of a team, and then he's right. But I think there's always room for improvement, right? There's always room for improvement. I mean, I can't really tell because they didn't have Kyrie and Gordon Hayward playing, playing in the semifinals, conference finals. So we have to wait and see and how that pans out.
Those rookies, right? Are they going to be coming off the bench or? They're definitely they're going to be coming off the bench.
What is it? Jaylen Brown. He's on the trade block.
Actually,
Jaylen Brown is on the trade block.
For LeBron?
I mean, I don't think Kyrie's against the idea.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyrie's against the idea of having LeBron again. I think something was wrong with the Cavs organization.
Speaking of the Cavs, did you see Richard Jefferson talking about like the Dwayne Casey trade? He's like, we beat the Raptors. And he wasn't even on the team the year before. He's like, 2 years we beat the Raptors. And then the chick, I can't remember her name, but she's actually, I like her. She's like, oh, yo, man, you weren't even on the team, man. And he's like, no, I mean the Cavaliers and me and LeBron, yeah. I hate Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson's so funny, man. I love this guy.
This guy was like, I did not like him because he was such a jerk. Like, I guess any other team? Oh my god.
He's got a lot of jokes. Have you seen him and Channing beef?
Were they beefing? Channing
dude, no, like it was like
fake
friendly beef. Yeah, like, it's the funniest thing, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Dwayne Casey. I
feel like wait. Before we talk about Dwayne Casey's future, let's talk about the Raptors' future without Dwayne Casey, because they picked out one of their assistant coaches, right?
Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse. Yeah,
right.
I know Nick Nurse for because he was the guy who always comes on like halftime or like the court, like the second quarter, and he's the guy who talks about it. So I was kind of surprised they picked Nick Nurse. Do you know Jerry Stackhouse, the guy from Raptors 905?
Yeah.
I feel like he should have been picked, or at least been moved up as an assistant and a Nick Nurse be a coach.
Is Fizdale still out there?
Fizdale, I think got hired.
Yeah, Fizdale got hired. Okay, good. Yeah, because if they didn't go after Fizdale, that's just that's a bad move. Yeah, I think Fizdale got hired.
I remember. Did I talk about it on the last podcast? But I remember Stephen A. was talking about how there's like no black coaches.
Yeah. Like he was talking about that, right?
There's only he was saying after
Nate McMillan, Dwayne Casey.
Yeah, he was saying Nate McMillan and Dwayne Casey were gonna be like the only ones left. Yeah. He knew for a fact Dwayne Casey was gonna be left, and he got traded.
He got fired, and then he got signed again.
I like Masai Ujiri, right?
Yeah.
I like him. But he's just I didn't feel like he should have traded.
I know that was a dumb move.
Like you wanna I remember he said at the end of last year, he was like, we need a culture shift, right?
Yeah,
I understand that, and he didn't get rid of Dwayne Casey. He should have fired Dwayne Casey last year if he was gonna fire Dwayne Casey.
Yeah, this year was good.
This year was good, and you gotta give Dwayne Casey credit where credit is due. Like
it's not his fault.
He brought you see how the team was playing. Exactly. They were playing good defensively. Because I remember when the time Dwayne Casey was brought in, everybody was, this guy's a defensive coach. Defense first, right? Defense first. And then you had guys like Ross, and you had guys like, what did I say? You had guys like Ross and Lou Williams.
Oh, dude.
Who also won sixth man.
Yeah, this year.
He won sixth man with the Raptors, but he was just offensive first. And they're like, why do you have to blame Dwayne Casey for what happened, right? These guys are not playing defense.
Sometimes it's the player's fault.
And it was literally the player's fault. And now the players bought into his system. And they did well.
Yeah.
But then again, they screwed up when they saw LeBron. I can't blame them for losing. I can't blame them for losing against LeBron or them losing against LeBron. Right?
Yeah.
LeBron is like Jordan.
LeBron's LeBron.
Yeah.
it's just him being there. It's just there's an intimidation factor.
Like, this is the guy who single-handedly like brought the Cavs back against Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Because it reminds me of like Jordan, how he defeated all these good teams in the 90s. And good teams and good superstars, but everybody was just like, oh, Jordan's too good.
The Raptors did need a change, but I don't think that was the change they needed.
I was telling you earlier, right?
Yeah,
they got to trade Lowry.
Lowry should be gone.
Lowry is, I'm still a huge Lowry fan, like a massive Lowry fan, the Bulldog. He was a good leader, right? He on the court, he's like that never die kind of attitude, right? In the regular season. Mm-hmm. But then the playoffs come around, and it's just like he just loses mojo. It's not like, I hate using the word disappears because everybody says that, but he just like, he doesn't know how to lead anymore. He's just like, he's lost.
It's a new person.
Yeah, it's a new person. He's just got so many different things going on around him. He does not know like how to narrow it down.
I think the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure is far too much for him. So, yeah, get rid of him and then develop the other guys. But
they're trying to keep Van Vliet, right?
Van Vliet, they definitely have to keep Van Vliet.
Dude,
they definitely have to keep DeLon, right?
Oh,
they have to keep
Valanciunas. He's on the block though.
Oh yeah, you were telling me.
Valanciunas is on the Ibaka's on the block. Ibaka should be on the block.
Ibaka's contract. I liked Ibaka. I was like, okay, Ibaka's gonna come
when he came in, right?
When he came, but then this regular season, he was just like on and off, on and off. So
yeah, I mean, but I feel bad for Ibaka, dude.
Yeah.
Ibaka's been tossed around after staying with the OKC Thunder for so long.
That OKC Thunder team
was insane.
That was a good team.
Dude, yeah. KD, Russ, Harden all have MVPs now. All were in the same team at some point.
Don't forget the guys on the bench. You had Ibaka. Don't forget the role players. You had Ibaka. They had Reggie Jackson.
Oh, right. Reggie Jackson. I forgot about that.
You had the one guy, Dion Waiters, on that team as well.
Waiters. Oh, my God. Dude, that team was... That was
Steve Adams.
14-15?
Yeah.
14-15.
No. It was... Yeah, it was...
No.
It was right before.
Harden wasn't there.
It was the first championship LeBron won.
Oh, back then. Okay.
So it was 12, 13? 13, 14, 13, 14, 14, 15. Yeah, it was 12. No, it was 11, 12. There you go. 2012 finals. Yeah, 11,
it was 11, 12.
Yeah. 2014 was the year that the Golden State Warriors, those idiots, came up, man.
Dude, I can't wait till that rivalry stops.
I just want something Warriors. Brand new. Like I don't know. I don't even want any of these like five like Rockets. I want like a Philly versus like I want like small market teams like in the NHL
getting up there. But I feel like the NBA they just don't want that, just because of the fact that the NBA is a business, right?
Yeah,
and they don't want small market teams in the NBA finals. At some point, I think there is a rigged factor.
Yeah,
right. To getting money, just like, but the Warriors why do you have to do that to us? 4th year in a row.
Imagine if Steve Kerr went to the New York Knicks. Because it was for sure known that he was going to go to the Knicks. Phil Jackson was there. The whole triangle system. People knew for a fact he was going to go to the Knicks. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm going to go to Golden State. Yeah. And I remember that news. I was like, oh yeah, Steve Kerr. Yeah, the guy from he was on the same team as Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that guy going to do in Golden State? I would have went to New York.
Dude.
Lo and behold, Golden State is I think they're the most hated team all time. I gotta tell you that. Jordan's Bulls. Okay, people hated them, like other teams, but everybody loved Jordan. LeBron's teams, everybody, no matter how much people hate LeBron, I think people respect LeBron.
You can't not respect LeBron. LeBron's done so much.
You look at Magic and Chamberlain, and you look at Bill Russell, the guy who shot up the middle finger at Chuck.
That was so funny.
Shaq and Kobe, those guys, they're respected, right? These guys, it just seems like they're getting away with murder or something. the amount of threes that they shoot and how lucky they get, it just seems like luck. And we're hitting the half-hour mark to talk about the NBA. And we haven't even talked about free agents. We're just talking about what ifs,
things that might happen.
Yeah, imagine if one little thing was changed.
Oh, dude, imagine. You can go on and on about that, though.
The NBA would be totally different.
What if LeBron went to the Rockets, Celtics?
What if LeBron had re-signed with Miami?
Oh, that might be like a thing he's thinking about.
Is he actually gonna go to Miami?
I don't know. I haven't seen any reports about that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think that's a bad idea, right? Because he's coming back with Dwayne, Eric Spoelstra.
Good coach.
Eric Spoelstra is amazing.
Underrated coach.
I love Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra is so good.
He's so quiet now, but he's still coaching.
And the Heat are not bad. The Heat are not bad. The Heat are actually good. They just need a couple. They needed a couple more pieces, but LeBron is more than a couple more pieces, right?
Exactly. He's like 4 pieces on. He's like a whole line of 5 pieces. There you go.
He is the team.
There you go. But yeah, I don't know.
If LeBron but would he go back to the Heat? That's the big question. I
feel like he'd be. I'd respect him if he go back.
If he does, yeah.
Cavs, Heat, and then end his career like that.
Cavs fans hate him though. If they do, I hate Cavs fans. Period.
He brought them a championship, right? It wasn't like he came back and they won a championship with just like the 5 players all they all like played like equally. It was they were losing 3-1.
Yeah,
he came in, he pulled them, man. Like he literally, I don't even know how, but like how to explain it, right? But everybody knows 3-1 down, 3-3 comes down 4-3. Yes, Kyrie did shoot the ball and they did win, but it would have not happened if he didn't block the ball.
That was insane.
Against Andre Iguodala.
My God.
Okay, that
he was a black blood.
Hey, remember when LeBron used to wear a headband?
when he didn't have a hairline?
Like I remember the one game the Miami Spurs came. I don't know if you were watching that, but I remember I was. It was.
Oh yeah,
it was Miami Spurs. It was the first out of the two finals. Like before LeBron left. It wasn't the year. No,
not the year the Spurs won.
It was the year after he won his first championship.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were down, right? I don't know. I was watching the documentary. I always watched that documentary of that season.
Yeah.
And what happened was LeBron, like, he blocked what you call. Can't remember who it was, but he blocked someone in that game, and he lost the headband. And I was watching that game, and LeBron without a headband seemed so weird to me. I didn't even know who he was on the court. I'm like, where's LeBron? Because
number 6
headband was that white headband, that black headband was so like
it was iconic.
Yeah. But no, I can't remember. I don't know LeBron with the headband now. Like,
yeah, it's different.
Different.
He used to wear one in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
He used to wear one, but he stopped that.
It feels so weird now. If LeBron wore a headband, man, I would take
the biggest comeback is his hairline. I swear. I don't know how we did it. But it's back.
Oh my God. But yeah. Ready?
But like, let's say LeBron does leave. Let's say LeBron doesn't stay with the Cavs. What happens to Love, right? Like Love himself, I think he said that he would stay with the Cavs. But where else do you think he would think of going? I think he would go back to Minnesota.
Like a Kevin Garnett kind of thing again? Like where Kevin Garnett went back?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I feel like he ended Minnesota thing off way too early.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see that happen again. And I think he can fit, right? With, Jeff Teague, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Isn't, what's his face, Ricky Rubio? No,
Rubio's the Jazz. Rubio's doing really good.
Wiggins is there, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Apparently there's some beef with Wiggins and Butler now.
Oh yeah, Butler's there too. Yeah, remember last year?
Dude, they were insane. No, like in the regular season itself.
Yeah.
Minnesota were, I think, number 3rd without Butler being injured. Butler goes down.
And they also had Jamal Crawford too.
Yeah. Well, he left now.
Minnesota was my team. I remember after free agency, like July 1st, I was like, man, Minnesota is like my team.
Minnesota's good.
They had a good, solid 5, like starting lineup.
They just need experience.
Yeah, there you go.
They get experience in, and boom.
Do you think that's what the Lakers are going to become? The like Minnesota all over again?
Oh, dude, if
they get those 3 guys,
I mean, they have the potential for sure. They for sure have the potential.
Luke Walton, he might. Do you think LeBron's going to make him like one of like the best coaches?
Maybe look like one of the best coaches. He what is it? When Steve Kerr was out, didn't he get the Warriors to 24? Start?
Yeah.
That was insane. That might be because of the players he had.
Yeah.
But that was still like
we're gonna do this for Steve Kerr. We're gonna do this for Steve Kerr. We're not gonna lose a game until he comes back.
Crazy.
But yeah, man.
That's literally the reason why he got the job. I think.
He was any assistant on a really good team who wins multiple championships.
They have.
It's like I got to be a coach now.
Yeah,
that's what happened with Dwayne Casey. He was an assistant coach for Dallas when they beat LeBron.
Tom Thibodeau with Boston.
Yeah,
got coach of the year.
Tom Thibodeau was on that team too.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Dude.
and this NBA is like it's like one big family. It's like a family drama. Speaking of dramas, do you want to move on into the NHL, or do you still want to continue with the NBA?
Let's do it, dude. NHL. There's a lot to talk about the NHL.
The NHL, man. To be honest with you guys, I haven't been watching like any NHL. Like I used to watch NHL like passionately, man. Like I used to eat it.
Like, is it because you don't have time for it, or
it was a combination of things? I didn't have time. I fell behind in between the season. I would, catch up. Like the watch
catch up's the worst.
And it was just like I didn't know what was going on, the storylines, blah 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 blah. This year's MVP, this year's MVP race was like there wasn't a clear cut MVP this year.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bunch of guys. There was like Taylor Hall. I know you don't know any like NHL, but I gotta explain it to you.
Yeah.
There's Taylor Hall, and then there was Nathan McKinnon, and there was Anze Kopitar. Anze Kopitar, people were pissed because like, how did Anze Kopitar get there when you can have Connor McDavid from Edmonton? Even though Connor McDavid Connor McDavid had a 6th season, like
that was
he scored 100 points.
Yeah.
Even though Edmonton was absolutely like garbage, they came like right after Calgary. Like I think they had, I believe
he was their shining star.
Yeah, they had 78 points. They had 234 goals for, man. I can guarantee you.
God.
And like, what was it? 234 goals for and 263 goals against. 260. So like McDavid was like responsible for like I'm pretty sure like 70% of their offense.
That's insane. Just the fact that he is your offense is just downright insane.
Because he had 100 points,
right? And dude, what I don't understand is that he's so young, and he's like his value in the league already is just insane.
Like people knew he was a generational talent. Like this hasn't happened since like Crosby came into the league. And I'm pretty sure Crosby didn't even have that much hype when he was coming in. McDavid had this hype around him since day one.
Since day one, exactly.
Like Jesus. Like all these young players, McDavid, Matthews again. Speaking of Matthews, like the whole Tavares thing we could talk about. Matthews, you had these two guys. I'm pretty sure these guys were the most iconic. Like out of like the last 10 years last 5 years in the draft. Hall was a number 1 pick by Edmonton. Speaking of Edmonton, they traded Hall. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
He was on Edmonton, and he was on the same line as McDavid. They traded to the Devils, and he won MVP this year. I think, he won MVP this year.
Oh, dude, that must suck.
That hurts for Edmonton fans.
Suck.
They picked Hall. They picked Nugent Hopkins. They picked Yakupov. Then a few years later, they get a McDavid. Lo and behold, they get McDavid.
Finally.
It's like, what the heck, man? So
someone just knocked on the door.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was weird.
So that must have hurt him and been salty. His Edmonton fans must have been salty. But like speaking of free agency, I think NHL free agency isn't as like dramatic as the NBA free agency, but there's still a lot going on. I think there's
stuff's happening.
You know how we're talking about LeBron, like LeBron being the number 1 guy. There's what's his face? John Tavares, Johnny T. There you go. John Tavares, man,
trying to get that cash.
I was telling you, like the salary cap in the NHL
is much small.
It's like you don't have that same kind of money that you have in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Like the highest paid players.
Is it increasing though?
It's increasing. Oh, definitely.
It's increasing. That's good.
The highest paid player, the highest paid players back in the day were like Jonathan Toews and
really?
And Patrick Kane. They both had 10.5 million, right? A year.
Yeah, that's still pretty high right now.
If I'm looking it up right now, I think off the top of my head, if you look versed on like salary cap wise, because the salary cap in the NBA isn't like the salary cap in the NHL. It rises with every TV deal, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah. And
there was like the whole Sportsnet deal that they did a couple of years back in 2013, I think, and that lifted the salary cap. It was like 8.7, like Crosby had like 8.7, and he got like 9 million, and then he got like 10.3 Kopitar. And then all of a sudden there's McDavid. He gets 14 million. Second year in the NHL, 14 million.
That is crazy.
Like, oh my Lord. Like this guy got an extension, 14 million. People are like, okay. People were pissed. I was pissed.
I mean, that's a really big risk though.
14 million. I think it's like 60 million that you have for the team.
That's insane.
So that's like a fourth of but yeah.
Like you're keeping McDavid for sure, but
I think it was like over like 10 years or something, or 9 years.
What?
Yeah. He's a generational player, man. They gotta lock him up.
They locked him.
They locked him up. Him and his teammate, that German guy. I forgot his name.
I'm worried about the team in general. Like, sure, they locked him up.
Yeah.
But if they don't get him a good team to be around,
they got a good goalie, Talbot. They got a good McDavid. Everybody else who had a sixth season, like remember last year?
Yeah.
Not like last year, but the year before that.
Right.
There were guys who were having like these crazy seasons, like career years, like Patrick Maroon and like these other guys. People didn't know who they were, and then they just having these career years with McDavid, right? Lucic and these other guys. This year, everybody was just like nobody came back. They couldn't back it up, right? It was a fluke season. So
it sucks.
Maybe it's because of that new arena they had, Rogers Center and all of that. But speaking of Rogers Center, you think Calgary should get a new arena?
Are you guys getting a new arena?
Well, not necessarily.
It's still in the talks.
But do you know how they want to bid for the 2026 Winter Olympics, right?
Yeah,
Calgary.
yeah.
We're gonna ask guys. Do you think that Calgary should bid for the 2026 Winter Olympics?
That's like hands down. That should be a thing.
It's like 2010 Vancouver. I don't know if you remember 2010 Vancouver, but like oh my god, those were fun times.
It'd be more fun over here.
Yeah, Calgary, and then it also. Oh, speaking of that, you know how Canada also got the World Cup,
the 2026 World Cup.
Yeah. So the World Cup, it helps Calgary's economy, boosts Calgary's. A lot of people say it's gonna lots of money's gonna be spent, blah 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 blah. I feel like it's gonna boost our economy, tourism.
Yeah.
People are gonna know Calgary's gonna inspire children.
I think there's gonna be a stadium built in Edmonton or Red, one of the two. Which is really close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a soccer stadium?
For the
2026, yeah. I don't think they're going to be coming to Calgary.
I don't think they're coming to Calgary.
Because you know how there was a 2015 Women's World Cup that came to Canada?
Yeah.
They were playing in Edmonton.
Yeah, exactly.
And Toronto and those places. But then Toronto also has to like build like...
Because it's not just Canada. It's, it's Mexico,
USA and Mexico.
Yeah.
So who's going to definitely come to yeah, exactly. Is the final going to be played... It's probably going to play somewhere like LA or like New York. Or like even Mexico City.
Or it might be a capital.
Yeah.
Washington.
I think it's like whoever can get the most fans, right?
Well, that's true.
Or the biggest airport, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the airport, LAX, and you got New York, JFK, and all those things, Houston. Oh. So Calgary, if it gets like Edmonton gets like some airtime on television, like let's say like one game, 90 minutes across the world.
Yeah.
People are going to be coming to Edmonton and Calgary. And we could also go to those games too. And then on top of that, we get the 2026 Winter Olympics. I don't know about like
2026 seems like a good year, dude.
It sounds fun. Well, it's not official yet.
Yeah,
it's not official yet, but we're just speculating, guys. But
it's all speculating now.
Like, imagine what happened to Brazil. Like when you don't take care of like.
Dude, that was the what was the big?
Their president, I think, got impeached. Like they got rid of their president.
Yeah.
The chick, I can't remember her name.
But, wait, wasn't there there was some type of disease going on as well?
Oh,
Brazil.
Zika virus. The Zika virus. Yeah, there was the Olympics, and then there was a World Cup, and they had the Confederations Cup. And
oh my god, yeah,
they spent so much money on that.
That's insane.
If you're not careful about spending, which is true, the IOC is going to screw you over. The IOC are dicks, man. I don't like the IOC. They're just like money grabs. Like Sepp Blatter. Remember when Sepp Blatter was like, people hated Sepp Blatter, like the FIFA president?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god, Sepp Blatter. This guy, he's like, everybody makes mistakes. Really? He's like, after he got re-elected as FIFA president.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. They just got rid of him. Michael Platini, the European guy as well. But yeah.
He's alright.
Let's stop talking about that. Oh yeah, I was speaking worse since we're on soccer. Let's talk about World Cup.
Dude, it's been, I think it's a really good, like, what is it?
Literally, as we're recording right now, like, we were coming
the Portugal game. Portugal versus Uruguay.
You know who's winning, or at least...
I mean,
maybe one because the game's over.
Right before we started recording, it was 2-1 Portugal. Uruguay.
Ooh,
and that's what it ended off with. Oh,
yes. We're gonna watch the highlights as you guys are listening to see what's going on. Ronaldo lost, and earlier I don't know if since you already know Messi lost.
Messi lost to France.
Argentina
lost to France.
And those guys.
So there is no Messi, there is no Ronaldo.
Kind of funny because everybody's talking about how Ronaldo's already the GOAT. They already cemented it after the group stage. Oh, you got Luis Suarez.
Yeah, good group stage, but...
Yeah, Ronaldo.
Damn.
7th minute.
Oh, I remember seeing this. This is insane. Cross in.
That's outside the box.
Cavani just swoops into the header.
Yeah, Cavani, like the guy from PSG,
God.
right?
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. Oh,
That was such a good pass, dude.
that was a nice cross from Suarez right to Cavani. I feel bad for Cavani, man, at PSG. That's the deal with Neymar. Pepe, the legend. The one remember the one referee who was like, the one player from, I can't remember, it was Morocco or some other team. He was like, the referee asked Pepe for his jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
I think it might have gotten lost in like translation because they were like, he basically called it against us because he wanted Pepe's jersey or he wanted Pepe's recognition or he was working for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was also another clip where like Ronaldo was like sleeping at a hotel. I don't know if you saw that one. I'm pretty sure you might have had, right? Ronaldo was sleeping at a hotel and there were so many fans around the Portugal hotel.
Oh, he told him to shut up or something?
He's like, shh. It's okay, so it's 1-1 in like, what is it, 41 minute? 61.
61. I think Cavani scores again.
Oh, Cavani. How many goals does he have?
Oh, what a goal, dude. That was nice.
He just chipped it, man. I don't know if that's a chip, but like, you know those like opposite.
One touch, just finessed. Let's go. That was nice. The teams I'm rooting for, or I'm hoping go far, are France. I had Portugal going far, but
I'm gonna stick with Uruguay. I had my African.
Oh, you had
teams.
Uruguay?
No. I had Senegal. I was rooting for Senegal, England, and Egypt. And Egypt. Those are my three.
Oh, Egypt took
an L, man.
Egypt took an L, yeah.
Like a major L.
It sucks because they had so much hype going into it.
I feel like the biggest 95th minute. What happened in the 95th minute? It's 2-1 right now, guys.
Oh, it might have just... Is that a penalty?
What? Oh, they had a chance to score. Oh, is that a corner? What happened?
Corner? Oh, that's so confusing.
He just caught the ball and he fell on.
That was stupid. Dude, the goalie came out and oh no, dude, this sucks.
Well, these guys, they're too hyped right now. They're crying for joy. Oh, Ronaldo.
This is his final World Cup and this is how it goes.
Poor guy. He still has the Euros, guys. Don't forget.
He still has the Euros, exactly.
But it's kind of sad. Poor guy.
France Argentina game was pretty good. I mean, I had a lot of highlights.
Man, I can't wake up early for those games. Oh, the only game I actually did watch, I told you, was like Senegal and earlier, Japan. Right? Mm-hmm. I watched another game. It was the Brazil versus Costa Rica. I was at the gym.
Oh, that was a good game.
It was my first day at the gym. Oh. So I was on the elliptical for like 30 minutes, and I was watching the Brazil-Costa Rica game in like the 80th minute. Then came the 90th minute, and I was so hyped too, right? Costa Rica scores. Oh, was that a penalty?
Yeah, it was.
Griezmann. Okay.
Dude, Mbappe, in this game, Mbappe just went off.
Was he injured?
I mean, he should have been injured. He got hit so many times. He got fouled so many times. It was crazy.
Oh, my Lord. Who was that? Messi?
No, Di Maria.
Di Maria finally shows up. I forgot he was even on the team. You got Di Maria, you got Aguero, you got Higuain, and you got Messi.
Aguero's underperformed this World Cup for me.
Like, you got to pick it up, man. You play for Manchester City. You're the star striker. What do you got?
That actually annoyed me.
Oh,
Messi shot it and it tipped off. Yeah.
Oh.
This was such a good goal. Dude, a volley right off the bounce. Insane. I forgot his name. He's French. He's a French right back. Can't read it out. That's insane. Look at that curve.
Was it Koscielny?
No. Parvar or something like that.
Yeah, it's over for the two legends, the two goats.
Mbappe.
Like, who do you think right now is the best player after this World Cup? Out of the GOAT, the best player right now.
For me, it's still Ronaldo.
Yeah, I gotta say Ronaldo. You know the whole Ronaldo, the whole Real Madrid Spain controversy that happened right before the World Cup?
What?
Where they fired the Spanish coach because he got the job with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Madrid think that they're like the shit. I do not like Real Madrid at all. Like, I am a Real Madrid fan, but sometimes it's like Real Madrid piss me off because they could have just waited after the World Cup. But then again, they always think they're the best guys, they're the top guys in soccer. Who was that? Aguero scored. Yeah, and he's acting like he's like the shit too.
Extra time.
And he grabs the ball and he's
I mean they're trying to score one more goal.
Oh, okay, I understand that. Okay, I thought he was running around celebrating with the ball. Yeah, it's over. Oh, France.
Celebrating.
France lives to see another day. Messi, poor guy. Look at
France has been playing well.
Mm-hmm. Messi is just devastated.
I know, he looked so sad after that game.
Poor guy.
It sucked.
Yeah. Anyways, the Simpsons predict the final.
Can't get around that block, that international block. Oh my god.
You just got. Did you see Di Maria last game where he got like he was like super drunk or something?
What?
Di Maria's
reaction? Playing drunk?
No. He was like in the stands, obviously, right?
Oh.
But his reactions to the goals and stuff.
Oh no!
When Argentina won, he almost like had like a heart attack or something.
Oh.
They had to like take him out.
Really? Oh.
And he starts dancing with this one Nigerian chick too, and it's like, what's going on, Di Maria? No, not Di Maria. I forgot his name. What was his name? I just had was it a Di Maria? Did I say?
You said Di Maria. Yeah.
It's not Di Maria. You know the Argentinian legend?
Oh, Maradona.
Maradona. There you go. That guy.
I remember that.
I was like Di Maria. Well, anyways, there you go. That's the World Cup, guys. So, yeah.
What sucks is we haven't got to the end of it. I would love to talk about the end of the World Cup right now.
Yeah.
But it's a good. It's also a good thing that we save it for later.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm still rooting for England.
Yeah, I know. England's been killing it.
England, Harry Kane.
Belgium's been killing it. Harry Kane's going off, dude.
Yeah, Belgium. I used to like Belgium. But then I was like, England or Belgium, right? You gotta root for England.
They're both. I mean, Belgium topped the group in their thing to beat England 1-0.
I used to always say Belgium is my dark horse team, and I remember Euro 2016. But Belgium would always underperform. Like I used to always have the expectations for them. Yeah, they would always fail. It kind of reminds me of like the St. Louis Blues in the NHL. They were always first in the league, and they'd always. I have high hopes for them this World Cup though. Yeah. Look, they're playing Japan. I think they
screwed over Senegal.
Man, that pissed me off. I was telling Nasi earlier. Like, the way Japan made it, it was basically like, okay, so you have Japan and you have Senegal, right? Was it Senegal? Yeah, it was Senegal.
Yeah, it was Senegal.
You have those two teams. They both have the same amount of points, same amount of games played, same amount of goals for, blah, 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 right? So what do you do after that? Like, you don't know how to, separate, right? So what FIFA comes up with is this whole fair play rule where you have yellow cards, red cards, yellow cards, and then, let's just start off with the yellow cards and the red cards, right? So both of these teams don't have any red cards, but Japan has, I believe, 4 yellow cards.
4 yellow cards, and
Senegal had 6, and they just played that final game.
Yeah.
And then what happens is, based on that, Japan makes it into the next round
because they have less yellow. That's so dumb.
And then if that hadn't happened, if let's say it was like 6-6, they would have flipped the coin.
Which dude, what?
And on top, why do you have to? There has to be some other way.
Think about it this way: you say you're a Senegal fan. Say you're diehard Senegal.
They were the last African team in play, man.
I know that's dude. You literally all of Africa's on you, right? And you lose to something like a yellow card or a flipped coin. Mm-hmm. That's not fair. I feel like they need to come up with something else.
Imagine if they had gone on to Belgium. They played Belgium. They're a fast team. They might beat Belgium. And then, imagine if Japan goes on to beat Belgium. People are going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed.
I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think Belgium's taking that. Colombia and England are going to have a good game, though.
I think I got to start rooting for Uruguay. No, not Uruguay. Croatia.
Croatia's doing good.
They got a legendary team, man. This is a historical team in Croatia. They haven't had this type of talent in years. Or in ever. Why should I say years? They got Rakitic and they got Rakitic and they got Modric. There you go. Those two guys alone, best midfielders and some of the best midfielders in La Liga.
Dude, that one Modric goal,
from outside. Was it against Argentina?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
it was against Argentina.
Holy
God, that was insane.
He just.
I was watching that live. That was insane, dude. I was on my phone too. I look up. What?
This World Cup's been fun. I like this World Cup. But yeah, we've been recording for how much now? About almost an hour, maybe 54 minutes. We still haven't started talking about the NHL. Oh my lord!
Damn.
So where should I start with the NHL? Let's start off with Dougie Hamilton, the Dougie Hamilton trade. It's funny, right? Because you got Dougie Hamilton, top forward B man. I believe I think he was still playing for Giordano. I haven't been watching hockey. Giordano, top pair in Calgary. But this guy gets traded 2 days ago, 2 days before he got traded, last Saturday. Brad Treliving, the GM, who I kind of compare to Masai Ujiri because he always makes these crazy deals happened, right? He brought Hamilton in, he brought Brower in, he brought Hamonic in, he brought all these guys in, right? Okay, legendary. He signed Goudreau and Monahan, right? So I kind of compare him to Masai Ujiri in that sense. But Calgary can never find any like magic, right? So they fire their coach.
Yeah.
Oh, you know Calgary's coach? In fact, Calgary's former coach, Glenn Galton.
Yeah.
He got fired, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes and joins Edmonton as an assistant coach. Yeah, he's Edmonton's assistant coach now.
What?
I kid you not. When he comes back to Calgary,
it's done.
Oh my God! Oh my Lord! It is gonna. I want to go to that game, man. I actually want to go to that game. See, if anybody's listening, man, hook us up with tickets to that first game, man, please. But so anyways, so they bring in the Carolina coach, right?
Yeah.
Funny, because
because that whole trade.
It was beforehand, right?
Okay.
So you bring in this new coach, and you're like, okay, new coach, new system, we can give these players a chance, right? Maybe bring in a top 6 forward, right? But Calgary goes on and does this big blockbuster deal because they have no more draft picks. They traded them away for Hamilton and Hamonic, another defenseman. So what happened was, people were like speculating Hamilton's going to get traded, blah, 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 blah. I know you guys all know this. I'm just trying to catch up, like a timeline sort of thing. But Hamilton, Ferland, and Adam Fox, all three of them, traded to Carolina. Carolina gives Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm back to Calgary. Adam Fox, we know he wasn't going to get re-signed because Adam Fox, this guy's a hotshot. He's like from Harvard.
Oh, okay.
He plays for Harvard College. He was a free agent, and then Calgary signed him.
Oh.
I think Calgary signed him. He was going to get re-signed or something. He's a young player. If he goes into the league, he's going to be a good player. I expect something good from him. But that guy, throw him off the table. Nobody really cares about him. I don't know. Maybe he might become a superstar. He didn't know.
Maybe.
But let's just put him all to the side. So we have Noah Hannafin, Dougie Hamilton. Let's compare the two, right? Dougie Hamilton, a lot of people say is not a good defenseman. He's a good offensive defenseman, but he's not a good defense. He's not good at defense, right? And what is he? He's 25. He hasn't turned 26 yet. He has 5 years on Noah Hannafin, who's 21, I believe. Yeah, he was 18 when he came into the league 3 years ago.
18?
He was drafted 4th, and he came 18.
Wow.
18.
Whoa. That's insane.
Yeah, I have his stats right here. I got this all planned up for you guys. So his first season at 18 years old. Okay, I think he turned 19 in between, but because he was born in January. There you go. He played 79 games.
His rookie season?
Rookie season, yeah.
Wow.
He scored 22 points. Pretty decent. The one thing I have that I'm pissed off about, or why did I say pissed off? The one thing I'm kind of afraid about Noah Hannafin is the fact that he has a low plus minus. He hasn't had one season NHL where he's had a plus minus, if that's even makes sense. It's always been negatives. Last season he had the lowest that he's ever had. He had negative 20. Maybe Carolina was a bad team. I don't know. He had Justin.
It depends on your teammates.
Yeah, and I think he was also an all-star at one point. He was their best player other than Justin Falk. Because how in French Falk means seal.
Seal.
But people are yeah. But anyways, Carolina, for Carolina last year, he had a career high in points, 32 points. This guy, that's good. He seems like he can quarterback the power play. He can score a lot of points, assist with Giordano, him and Giordano. Or you can have Brody, Giordano, Hamonic, and Noah Hannafin. You just flip one guy for the other, right? And those 4 guys that can play on the power play.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been good on the power play at all, which is kind of surprising because I was expecting Noah Hannafin to be a beast on the power play, right? Good skater. He's a good shooter. He's big. He can play defense, right? But I don't know. I was expecting something bigger. But on the other hand, you got a young guy, 21 years old. He doesn't have an injury history at all.
He's got a good body.
He's got where I have some of the scouting reports. I think his frame is very projectable according to what some people are the hockey news. But he'll need to fill it out and get physically stronger in order to better handle NHL power forwards at the highest level. But he's still 21, right? He's still growing.
Like, he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah. So they say must also work on his overall play without the puck. Yeah, his plus minus is like horrendous. Like minus 20 last year, minus 19 the year before that. But I gotta say, he had a career year last year, not in terms of games played and it's like assists, penalty minutes, power play goals, but he had he was trusted more last year. He had the highest points per game that he ever had. He had more points. He took more shots. He had 3 game-winning goals last year. His time on ice was a minute higher than it was last season. So he's coming into form, this guy. He's 6'3", he's 206 pounds. This guy can be a beast on the power play. And according, I think I was reading Elliot Friedman on Sportsnet, like his 30 thoughts. This guy was saying, Elliot Friedman was saying that Calgary wanted to bring back TJ Brody and Mark Giordano. Flames fans all know Mark Giordano and TJ Brody. It's been there. Last season when a couple of seasons, I think Hamilton's been there for a couple of seasons now. When Hamilton was there, it wasn't all that nice, with Hamilton and Giordano, because they had that right-handed shot in the NHL, right?
Yeah.
One of the most I think, I don't want to say overrated things, but one of the things some coaches look at is having a left-shotted defenseman and a right-shotted defenseman on both sides of the ice. Okay, right? Yeah. Calgary now has 3 left shots. They have Hanifin, Giordano, and Brody. Or no, Brody's right. Sorry, Hamonic. Wait, I said it's Hamonic, Giordano, and Hanifin. Those 3 guys all shoot left. Yeah. Now you have Brody that's left with the right shot.
Oh,
so maybe that screws up the 2 sides of the ice. I don't know, but then. Maybe, yeah. No, Hanifin, I think he's got some upside. If this guy can take more shots, right? Maybe he needs to change his scenery. You don't know, but I think Noah Hanifin is a good trade. The other guy on the other hand, what did I say? The other guy on the other hand. On the other hand, you have Elias Lindholm, right? 23 years. We posted on Instagram, or at least I posted on Instagram, the whole sorry, I'm taking credit for that.
No, it's fine.
But there was the whole 6. Calgary has I believe 6 players from the 2013 draft, first round.
Yeah.
On their team. They have Sean Monahan.
That was crazy.
They have Elias Lindholm. They have Curtis Lazar, and they have Hunter Shinkarik and Morgan Klimchuk. We kind of screwed it up. Somebody pointed out. Rahad pointed that out. Thanks, bud. But you had those 6 guys. Elias Lindholm apparently was picked before Sean Monahan. But Sean Monahan is the best out of that draft.
Oh.
Draft class, right? So imagine if you put Elias Lindholm on the same line as Goudreau and Monahan. This guy can also play center. Versatile, right? But a lot of Flames fans are pissed off because Michael Furland was the guy that they traded, right? Was a big physical presence, right? But I felt as though the last bit of the season, I was looking at his stats, he didn't have that many hits, right?
Yeah.
Because when Michael Furland was first seen by Flames fans was when we played Vancouver in the playoffs. This guy was hitting left, right, center, big hits against these Vancouver players, right? And he was getting goals, assists. Because I believe, right, the more hits that you have, the more you beat up the players, right? And it gives you confidence, right? Once you hit those players, it opens up the floor. We're talking, that's not basketball, but it opens up the ice. And he gets more chances to shoot and to score, right? He was doing that at the beginning of the season, but Michael Furland forgot that. I don't know what happened to Michael Furland, right? So, last 20 games, 30 games of the season, this guy was he had maybe 2, 3, 4 goals.
Had the momentum going.
He had 16 or 20. I think he had 18 or 20 goals. Oh, he had 18 or 16 goals within the first half of the season. People are wow, this guy scored all these goals.
And then he slowed down.
And he slowed down and he just dropped off like the Flames did, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like they had to trade Furland away. The NHL, I'm thinking how we're talking about the NBA is moving to three-pointer. The NHL is moving away from the big guys, big hits, the fighting, the big, physical, blah. More fast, more speed, skating, shooting, skill.
More.
Yeah, all those young, short, smaller players, right? The McDavids, the Marners, the Matthews, the Patrick Laines. These guys are taking over the league, right? So get rid of Furland and bring in a guy like Elias Lindholm, who's a playmaker. If you look at Elias Lindholm over the last few seasons, he gets 30 assists on average with with Carolina. He's not a massive goal scorer, but who is he playing with on that team? Like Jeff Skinner, Eric Stahl, maybe. I don't know anything about Carolina, but maybe those guys. So he had a bunch of assists, and he had a good plus minus too. Like he had a pretty decent plus minus the last couple of seasons. Considering Carolina is also a really bad team, we can't forget that.
Yeah.
So 28 assists last season and 34 assists the year before that. He had a career year of the year before last year, but maybe he kind of dropped off. He needs a change of scenery. But this guy, imagine if he played with Monahan and Goudreau. Goudreau, the playmaker, opens up the ice. Monahan, like a deathly shooter, man.
Yeah.
Like deadly shooter. Why did I say that? Deadly shooter. And then also a good playmaker, good passer. And he got Elias Lindholm on the other side. Who's like that is a good, solid first line. Next, when he comes
goals.
Lots of goals, which is something that we needed because last year, what were we like 20th in the league? Like we scored like two goals per game last year. We're like last in the league.
Yeah.
When it came to goals, even though we had both Monahan and Goudreau, but our goals against were 18th, which is like why, right? Maybe Hamilton, right? Mm-hmm. But our penalty kill was pretty decent, 7th, because we got both Giordano and TJ Brody. Our power play was absolutely horrendous, man. 28th.
There's lots to improve on, but.
Maybe this trade gives us the extra oomph that we need to get through, right? But I'm not. A lot of Flames fans are on either both sides. Like it's 50-50 in my opinion. 50 are the Flames won, or 50 are the Flames are screwed themselves over at least. But moving on to why Dougie Hamilton was traded, there's a lot of speculation. Yeah. I don't think you hear these kinds of things in hockey. Maybe this first year is the first year we've heard a lot of drama especially with Erik Karlsson. I don't know. Did you hear about Erik Karlsson? It's all over the world news. This guy, so Erik Karlsson is a D-man for Ottawa Senators. He's a star player. He might get traded. And you also have Mike Hoffman, another player. So apparently both of the wives had this this thing going on.
Okay.
And she also was pregnant too, but she miscarried the child. That same year, Karlsson was injured that year. It was kind of an on and off year for Karlsson. Ottawa didn't make the playoffs. The year before they made it to the conference finals. Stuff was going down, drama left and right. And then there was this article that came out that was pretty much saying that Erik Karlsson's wife was pressing charges against Mike Hoffman's wife because of these threats. Oh. She's I hope somebody injures your husband, kicks the feet right off of him or something. And she's I hope your baby dies or stuff like that. I hope you die. She apparently there was allegedly saying that she made fake accounts to because there was one instance in Erik Karlsson's one post, some guy was some chick was making fun of him. Or making threats against him, or I don't know what was going on, and he responded. Maybe they were saying I don't know what the heck was going on, and then there was a bunch of hockey wives that responded, 3 or 4 hockey wives that responded that are different places. Mm-hmm. You had Andrew Hanman's wife and Cal Turris' wife. These guys are all guys that left Ottawa. Yeah, but their wives were talking about supporting Melinda Karlsson, but not Mike Hoffman's wife. Mike Hoffman. He got traded 2 days later, or a few days later, to San Jose. San Jose finessed Ottawa. So what happened was Mike Hoffman has been on the trade market for a long time. Ottawa, nobody wants him that much, right? He's pretty expensive, blah, 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 blah. They traded to San Jose, right? Thinking San Jose is going to keep him. Within minutes, or within an hour, they trade Mike Hoffman to the Florida Panthers.
Wait, you can trade right after you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So they traded, they traded Mike Hoffman to San Jose. San Jose gives him back. I can't remember who it was, but they give him back a player who has a really bad contract. They're okay, they're going to keep Mike Hoffman, so that doesn't really matter. Then they dump Mike Hoffman back to Florida, and they get draft picks back. Ottawa got finessed once more. So that's a whole nother thing. People don't know where Erik Karlsson's going to go. Maybe he's going to stay. Is he going to go? I don't even know where Erik Karlsson's going to go, to be honest with you. Because it's not a free agent. I think he's a free agent, but they want to trade him at the same time.
Sign and trade thing.
Yeah. Well, do they want to trade him before July 1st? Or do they want him to sign with another team? Or do they want to trade him July 1st? Then you have, we were talking about Dougie Hamilton, right? Dougie Hamilton there was John Shannon on Sportsnet was talking about how, oh yeah, we're gonna trade. What happened was Dougie Hamilton and the team. There was like some things going on. There was beef going on, right?
Yeah.
So you have he made like one comment specifically where he said the team would go to Moxie's and he would go to like a museum.
Yeah,
it has gone like viral. Like, what do you think? Like, I know you're not a big NHL kind of guy, but what do you think about that?
As an athlete, right? You'd expect your teammate to try and come with all of your other teammates and just have a good team bonding time. But when one goes away, that just makes everyone just go against.
And
that
especially a star player, right? So
right.
I don't know.
And it ruins the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people start disliking. They already have.
He's been traded twice. Like people are like it's all over them. Like hockey news. Like people are shocked. Like he's been traded twice before the age of 26.
But the real question is why? Like what's going on?
The day that he got traded out of Boston, the season he got traded out of Boston, I think there was a tweet that I heard where it said like the spring before the summer that he got traded to Calgary,
mm-hmm.
the team was going to Vegas, like Las Vegas.
Okay, yeah.
Him and another player didn't go with the team. Both of those guys got traded the year like literally the summer after.
Dude.
But then again, it was Boston, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Boston, you know how many bad players that they traded away? They traded away Tyler Seguin, who's a superstar in Dallas. Oh. They've traded away Phil Kessel to get the Tyler Seguin pick. Yeah. And they traded both of them away. They traded away Dougie Hamilton. So I don't know. But you also have him and his brother was like a big thing.
Hamilton. What sucks is he's such a good player, but like you just it sucks to lose him.
Yeah,
just like that.
But do the players care? Like once, I feel like the players wouldn't care, right? After, if he's like that and like he doesn't spend so much time with the team, you don't build that emotional connection with him at all, right? You're not that invested in what Dougie Hamilton brings to the team. Yeah, he scores 2 points, but what did that even do for the Flames? Like,
but this whole like drama thing too, like it lowers his value as well as a player for the GM. Like it's hard to trade.
Twice traded before you're even like 30.
Yeah,
you're still young. You're still in your prime, and the fact that you suck, you don't suck. Well, I don't want to say like you. Wait, why did I say you suck? But the fact that he doesn't suck like makes it like even like crazier. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Maybe it's like a fluke. Maybe Flames, because there was like what the Flames GM said. Like there was a couple of comments about the Flames GM. He was like, we want players. Like we want to have like a team called like chemistry around it. And we want players that actually want to be here in Calgary. Exactly. Blah 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 blah. Maybe I don't know.
That's what every team wants.
Yeah,
right.
So was people reading too much into the lines? I don't know. Like maybe. But like
maybe it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. But like speaking of Calgary, like I'm planning on doing like a lot of like Calgary based like stuff on social media and like live sessions and all that kind of stuff to get fans' perspective, because like you can blame me for not knowing so much about the Flames right now. Like the last season, I wasn't like too caught up with what was going on. I was kind of behind. I'm trying to catch up right now with what's going on with the Flames, trying to get to know the players. So this year, I think I'll be more in the know of like I'll know more about the Flames. There you go. Let's just say that. So podcast is gonna get better. Right now, I'm just talking out of my ass. Like, just I don't know what to say. But the whole Freddie, like, his brother was named Freddie Hamilton, right? Like, the whole Freddie Hamilton, Dougie Hamilton thing was his brother. They brought in his brother, right? Yeah. If you go on YouTube and there's like a thing called Homes by Avi, where they show Flames players' houses in Calgary.
Oh, okay.
So they were like roommates, him and his brother, and his brother was on the team too.
Yeah.
And then his brother's on waivers. I was telling you this, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens is Dougie Hamilton is pissed. You trade someone's brother away, right? Why would you even bring his brother in the first place, right? His brother is like absolutely pathetic. No, I don't want to call you pathetic, but like you're pathetic at like an NHL kind of level. You're obviously better than me, but his brother is like not good at all. Like not good at all. Like they bring him in, then they put him on waivers and he goes to Arizona. they interviewed the Dougie Hamilton and the day after, like, hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think?
That sucks.
And he's pissed. Like, you can see he's pissed. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. Can we just talk about hockey? So maybe that also played into the thing. Like, he had beef. He had beef with the Flames. So it's been a couple years, and then don't forget, like, the first year that the first 6 months that he was in Calgary. Yeah, absolutely. Like, he didn't live up to the expectations that he had. Then he started to like blend in with the team and like started scoring goals, assists, getting hot.
Takes time.
But takes time. Maybe that'll happen again in Carolina. I don't know. But you got to think about Carolina's new head coach. You got two of the best players maybe two out of like the top 5 players from Carolina on the Calgary Flames. Yeah. You bring their coach over. He has a brand new team that you can work with, a team that's made the playoffs once in the last like 3 years. Like, they got a good system, they got a good fan base, they got a good, like all that, they're living in Calgary, like one of the nicest cities. They got Gaudreau, they got Monahan, they got a good defensive core. The goalie situation is a little bit iffy. Nobody knows what the heck is going on with that. I don't know. You got Mike Smith though. He proved himself reliable. But he was just injured. But so maybe this season for the Flames is gonna be one of those. It's gonna be like 2 years ago. It's funny because the Flames didn't make the playoffs the first year. Like 3 years ago, they didn't make the playoffs, and then they made the playoffs and they went to the second round. And then they made the playoffs. They went to the second round because they beat Vancouver. Then they lost to Anaheim. Yeah. Then they didn't make the playoffs, and then they made the playoffs again, and then they lost the first round to like Anaheim, and they didn't make the playoffs. Are they gonna make the playoffs again? Probably. So is it? I don't know what's going on.
That first line, I can see
that first line has the potential to be like the top line, because Gaudreau and Monahan were like top, like I'm pretty sure like top 50 in the NHL in terms of points. Wow. With Ferland on their line, who didn't produce like they just need another like solid guy who can score. Like, forget about the hits and stuff. Yeah. If he can score, he can create space, he can pass. It's over. First line goals are coming in, man. Like 4 or 5 goals per game.
That's how you win games.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Speaking of goals, John Tavares. A lot of teams' goals is to land John Tavares. John Tavares is like the first
wanted man.
Yeah, he's like wanted man. He's like the LeBron of hockey right now. So John Tavares, he met with like multiple teams. Yeah. He met with Anaheim. He met with LA. He met with LA.
Dallas.
He was in LA, Dallas. Toronto. I want him to go back to Toronto. I want him to go to Toronto, not to go back. He hasn't been on Toronto. But sorry about that. But you know how in the NBA, they ever do like how like the meetings and stuff?
They do meetings, yeah.
Do you like how they do the meetings? Like,
oh no, they don't go in depth with it, but
yeah, people want to know what's going on in the meetings with John Tavares.
Like, sometimes things leak out, but usually it's just like, okay, they had a positive outlook. Yeah. At the end.
Because John Tavares, like, there's a lot of stuff, speculation going on with John Tavares. Again, I'm not in the know-how with, like, what's going on in the NHL free agency, like, too much. I just know, like, from the top, like, what's going on, like, in general. But apparently Toronto were, like, the first ones who talked to Tavares. They had Babcock. They had Kyle Dubas, who's, like, he's, like, this young GM, man. Like, have you seen this guy's face? Like, he looks like he's younger than some of the players. Oh. He's like 30.
What?
And he's a GM. Damn. Speaking of another GM, like Arizona, their GM is like 32. Yeah. Kyle Dubas.
That's impressive.
Yeah, you have like Kyle Dubas, who was like the head of this. You have Mike Babcock, this most respected coach, I'm pretty sure, in NHL. And then you have Brendan Shanahan, who's this like respected figure in the NHL. Well, all 3 of those guys, they go in and they're like, okay, we're gonna start talking. We're gonna talk to John Tavares. They had this apparently leaked information, or not so leaked, I don't know. They created this video for John Tavares where they're like, okay, come to Toronto. You have like, there was like a couple players in there with, I think it was like Marner and Matthews. You have like the whole center ice thing where they like painted it or something. Yeah. Nobody knows. I don't think they know what they did. But like they were the only ones, I think. There were like them and I think, I can't remember who else it was. But them and another team were like the only ones that came out of the front row, because the media have just been camping out in front of like the place where they meet. It's like a CBB or the CAA office. I don't know. But all the other GMs and teams, they all leave out through the back door so that they don't meet up. And people are just like waiting. Where do you think John Tavares is gonna go? Where do you think John Tavares is gonna go? Where do you think John Tavares is gonna go?
Everyone's got their eyes on.
Everybody just wants him to pick. And tomorrow's free agency, right?
Is he like deciding tomorrow? Like,
I'm pretty sure he has to say tomorrow. It has to happen tomorrow. And we're like, okay.
we're missing out.
And I'm just like, oh man, if John Tavares comes to Toronto, we can finally have I know it sounds cliche, but we can finally have like a Canadian team in the final. I can genuinely root for an actual Canadian team in the finals and good players too. Like, oh man, that would be amazing. But you got these young players in all 5 cities: Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg. Made the conference finals this year. Ottawa made the conference finals a couple years ago. I don't even know what the heck's going on with Ottawa right now. There were rumors that the owner Eugene Melnyk was going to sell the team at one point this week. There's Montreal. Well, Montreal's the only team that nobody knows what the fuck they're going to do. I don't even know. Like, Montreal is screwed, man. Like, the only good thing that they have is they signed Carey Price to like this like the highest contract. He's old now? He's like 30 apparently. Oh my god. He's in his 30s already. Damn. Don't you forget, like 4 years ago he was in his prime.
Yeah, no, he was wasn't he the best goal?
Yeah, this year he was injured. Like, I think he played this year. Year before that he was injured.
He's always been with the Habs.
He's always been with the Habs. Yeah. And yes, what happened? They traded away PK Subban. He was on the cover of NHL 19.
Yeah.
He goes to Stanley Cup Finals, and then he eventually loses. All they have is Max Pacioretty, their captain.
It all went downhill, dude.
Then now there's rumors that they're going to trade him. Yeah. And they get Jonathan Drouin.
Oh, they have picks though?
Well, they did get Max Domi, like this one guy from Arizona. He played a few years back in the World Juniors. When the last six years, the one time that Canada has won the World Juniors was with Max Domi on the lineup. His dad played for Toronto, so he's a good rookie. He was a good rookie, I should not say rookie, good prospect coming in. Yeah. And people are expecting big things from him, right? Arizona didn't work out for him. Then they traded him couple of weeks ago, like last week, to Montreal, and they get back Max, no, not Gallagher. The other G guy, I forgot his name. Man, I should know this. But there's this young guy on Montreal who was like 3rd overall pick in like a few years back in the draft. They were expecting big things from him, right? So they kept moving him from the center to the wing, from the center to the wing. He was having like lots of issues. Like, they're just like, you know what, just ship him. He was always on the trading block since he came in, right? They just threw him out. They're like, okay, we're gonna bring in Max Domi. They signed Max Domi. So that's like the only thing that they got right now. Like, Price.
They don't have that many assets.
And that was one of the things people hated about Montreal was, is it just Price and everybody else?
I guess.
Even though they had both Subban and Pacioretty, right?
Oh yeah.
Subban, man, was like so disrespected.
I love Subban.
Subban, I love Subban a lot. Not in terms of, I love how he plays the game.
Exactly.
Like, yes, he takes risks. Yes, he moves around. Like, too much. Yes, he screwed over. Like, they scored so many goals on him because he was being like, there's this one goal, like, he tried to do a spin around a player in overtime, and the guy stole the puck, and he scored. Like, things like that were happening a lot. And Marc Bergevin, who I despise a lot. I don't like Marc Bergevin at all. He is, I don't know, nah. The aura, like, from Marc Bergevin just seems like, I know what I'm doing. I know what's best for the Montreal Canadiens, but at the same time, he does not know, like, he doesn't have, like, any common sense of, like, what to do with Montreal. They bring in Jonathan Drouin, which seemed okay, but then who's Jonathan Drouin going to play with? Nobody. Like, no one. Yeah, so, Galchenyuk, there you go, that was the guy's name, Galchenyuk. So, you guys know who Galchenyuk is. But yeah, the NHL right now is, like, crazy. Yes, I got to work on my research for the NHL, guys. I'm sorry I procrastinated like crazy. I think I know more about basketball than I do about the NHL. But again,
I know. Yeah, Mukhtar's been carrying through the NHL for me too. I'm still getting into the NHL. Yeah, right. This podcast has helped me learn. But until I know more, until I can speak, about about the trades and stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay silent.
And this is why we need you guys on the podcast. Right. Like, DM us, okay? DM us. Like, I know there's a bunch of guys on Instagram who got like Flames accounts that like multiple thousand subscribers or followers, I should say. email us and talk flames with us, right? We need some people on. We were planning on getting some guys on today, but unfortunately we couldn't.
We have no troubles on getting anyone on.
Yeah, we just set up a date and appointment. We're also planning on getting different local, local people in sports,
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, how like Hafiz Mitha, we had him on for the first episode. We're planning on getting more interviews like that. We're booking guys starting like this week. We're going to start emailing them.
Things are coming.
Yeah, so right now this is more of like a podcast where we get into the flow of things. We're trying to make it more engaging, I should say. Like we got this nice new setup. I'm liking this new library.
Yeah, it's compared to the first episode, dude.
Yeah,
this is so much better.
This is so much nice. We're moving up the ranks, guys.
It's coming slowly.
And if we can get ourselves some like nice equipment, some nice some people on here, some more recognition, some more popularity, we can bring you guys like some quality content. Because right now we're planning on posting like I said earlier, live sessions
with you guys.
Yeah, right? We're planning on bringing in better content. Like breaking up our content and like starting like new mini series. We have we're planning on posting articles. At least I'm planning on posting articles on the website. Like, stuff like that. Like we want to turn this into like more like not like a sports network, but more like a fan page sort of thing. I think
it's where everyone can come to.
Yeah, everyone. If you guys have like things that you guys want to post about the Flames forums,
it's not just us.
Yeah, like we also created a Reddit page like a couple weeks ago. So we're gonna post that obviously in the description. We still need some work. If you guys want to help us moderate the want to be mods on Reddit, feel free. Yeah, because we need people on here, right? So don't forget, like, we won't be here. We can't do this without you guys. This is just a risk that we took. Like, we're like, why not just start doing a podcast? But we found out it's a lot harder than we had anticipated. But yeah, so we're planning on breaking things up, specifically like, let's talk about things that's going on in the world, like soccer, like maybe like other sports like that are going on in the world, Olympics talk, that kind of stuff separately. We have Calgary sports, specifically like football. I know you're not a big football, like I'm like a CFL kind of guy. We're gonna get you caught up, don't worry. NHL, like specifically Calgary Flames, and then the NHL is gonna be separate with the NBA, right? So I think that's gonna be like our bread and butter. The NBA is gonna be our bread and butter. Yeah, no, that's the thing I'm like the most comfortable with, and I know you for sure are comfortable with it. We're totally fine with the NBA, yeah. And then NHL, we're gonna get you caught up with that, and that's gonna be legit. That's gonna be super fun. We're gonna have the NHL next year, since the high school year is we're gonna be starting high school again. We're planning on getting to know high school teams. Yeah, we also need to get into the flow of things, right? Right. So high school teams, maybe going to the finals, that kind of stuff, interviewing players. At least I want to do that next year, getting the players courtside seats, like stuff like that. So if you guys like this episode, hit that like button. What did I say? If you like this episode, hit that like button. if you like our content, hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share it with anyone else that likes sports. Anyone that likes sports, just get it out there. We're high school students. We're just starting off. We're not like these like crazy guys that know like what's going on in sports. So if you guys want to talk about sports, send it to your friends, your school friends, classmates, teachers, co-workers, managers, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, get us hooked up with like sponsorships too. So we're gonna. I don't know, man. Like I want to take this somewhere. Yeah, I want to take this somewhere. But yeah. So I know the one issue that we're gonna have is trying to be engaging, right? But the engagement is gonna come slowly with time. Right now, we're still finalizing how we're gonna be releasing episodes. Like, are we releasing it weekly? We're having a small rebrand. Yeah, rebrand. Right. There you go. We still have that GoFundMe page open. I'm not like begging for money from anyone, but like everyone's got a couple, $1. Yeah, like $10, $30. We can buy ourselves some nice mics. We can buy ourselves like some software that we could work with. Something to improve our content. Yeah, something to improve our content. Stuff like that. But our goal, man, is to be considered like a trusted source when it comes to sports. Right? At least in Calgary. In Calgary. I'm not like meaning like in general. Like I don't want to be competing with ESPN. No way. But like trusted like Calgary wise, like maybe some Flames players can come on in the future. Some Stamps players can come on in the future. Lacrosse players, the Calgary Roughnecks can come on in the future. Stuff like that. So if you guys
got connections to them,
if you guys know a Flames player,
make sure you know.
Even a Stamps player,
anyone that's an athlete in Calgary,
DM us. Okay, we're gonna be doing we're gonna be doing a lot of work this summer. Right now we're just how like Gary Vee says, just like document, don't like be like this whole like perfectionist kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do right now. Just get content,
everything out there.
Just everything out there. Get the jitters out. Get like all like the rookie mistakes out there, and then we're gonna start creating content.
It's a growth. It's a learning process.
And before next season, and right when next season hits, we're gonna be in the loop there. We're gonna be there. Boom, 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 releasing content, and we won't be having to take any breaks because we can't catch up. So. Thank you guys. This is the longest episode, right?
I know, yeah, but it's been a fun one, honestly. Right.
And if they like it, right? If they like this new episode, like if they like this length of episode, because right now we're planning. Yeah, because we want to like extend this like the duration of the podcast, considering. We talk so much, right? There's so much to talk about.
Exactly.
If you guys are like lose focus, because I know people tend to lose focus when you have like 2, 3, like an hour-long podcast or radio show. I understand, but if you really like it, just tell us, give us a shout out. Like this, we base everything off of your feedback.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything you got for us, give it to us. Yeah. Even if it's harsh, anything, dude.
We'll take harsh, man. So,
but yeah.
Anything else? Free agency tomorrow.
I'm excited. We'll cover a lot of it next week as well.
If this releases before free agency tomorrow, good. But if you want to do like some live session stuff tomorrow, I'm perfectly fine with that to talk about what happened at the NBA. I think we can talk NBA free agency perfectly.
It's fine, yeah. And if you guys want to hop on, just look out on our Instagram.
Yes, there you go. That's pretty much all I have to say for this episode. Thank you for listening.
It's YYC Sports.
Yes, if you've listened till the end.
Shout out to you, dog.
Oh, tell us if you listened to the end.
Yeah, like, okay, wait. Let's give him a word. Like, just so we know. Right? YYC. There.
No. Okay, you say YYC.
YYC. No one's going to say YYC randomly.
Yeah.
Right? Except for the people listening.
If you listen to the end, write #YYC, then we'll know that you're a true OG fan. Yeah, so thanks for riding with us, guys. This is episode number 3. Thanks very much for listening, and see you guys next week.